Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Coach Paul here again. Today, going to be talking about what is the perfect warm-up. People are very interested when they see my students. They're doing these specific moves. Where do they come from? What are their purposes? You can do this with me right now, wherever you are. So let's get ready. So I've got some really important tools here. I have my 4 alignment sticks. Now you could be given these very exclusive alignment sticks from a GT fitting, but that video will be out in August. In the effort to save money, because I was always that broke golfer, kids, here is the Home Depot $3, so that's 12 bucks. If they're called a driveway reflector, they're only $3. So we're gonna use 4, okay? We're gonna learn a little math today. Don't worry about it. I was a math high school teacher. So we're gonna set up our XY axis, okay? We're going to have very important degrees here. So we have to understand this is the 0 degrees, this is 90 degrees, this is 180, this is 270, okay? The first quadrant, a quadrant has 90 degrees, right? So here's our first 90 degrees. Here's our second quadrant from 90 to 180. Our third quadrant is 180 to 270. Fourth quadrant, 270 to 360 or back to 0. And we're going to add this one stick here. This one stick is going to go right at the 45 degree angle in the third quadrant. What's 180 plus 45? Come on, Jordy, go.
225.
Yes, we got Jordy behind the camera. Jordy's good, man. He told me he was good at math. Well done, bud. Okay, so I'm going to set this up here. This is going to be a very important marker. We have 8 exercises. Let's get to them. The only thing you'll need is this guy and an 8 iron or 7 iron. We'll talk about that a little further. But what we have here are weight classes. I ask people this all the time. If you were in the gym and you were going to fix your bench press, Jordy, would you use your heaviest weight? No, that's right. Good. We would use our lightest weight. Agreed? Yes. Thank you, sir. Okay. So we're going to use the lightest weight to start. So you'll hear me talk about weight classes. Weight class 1, weight class 2, weight class 3. Okay, so let's start at weight class 1. So we work from the ground up, right? Golf is from the ground up, isn't that true? Thank you. It is true. Great. So we're going to work from the ground up. We have to start with our lower body, working to our upper body, arms, and hands, right? So this is the golf machine. This was Leonardo da Vinci, right? This was the golf machine. Little did he know, he was a brilliant golfer as well. How do you turn this into a golf machine? Well, bring my feet about shoulder width apart. I take this arm, fold it over this arm, bend the wrists back, bend the knees a touch, bend from the waist, and the most powerful way this machine can move is a circle. So if we're moving in a circle, right, and now we're here in position, the fastest way that we would move this is where the engine would be. The engine's not going to be here, kids. Engine's not here. Engine's not here. Engine is here. What is the absolute purpose? The absolute purpose is get the machine in sequence and then turn the engine on. Sequence is from the ground up. So to get the lower body in sequence, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this on our shoulder, right? I tell people, what's your favorite drink? Imagine that drink on the back end here. Jordy, what's your favorite drink?
Beer.
Beer. Okay, so Jordy's going to be, what are we, Dos Equis? What are we, Modelo? What do we like?
Estrella.
Estrella, oh, the Estrella. Okay, so the Spanish beer, don't spill it, okay? So we're gonna go around, and if you look, I'm gonna keep this parallel to the ground. I call this exercise 1 to 90 degrees. So right there, this should be parallel to 90 degrees. Exercise 1 to 90, and let's do this about 20 times. And you may not get it on the first try. You may say, Coach, I can't get past here. Well, if you're not getting past there, lift your back foot up, just like in the golf swing. Right, so I'm here 15, 20 times, right? We're just letting the body loosen up. Now, exercise number 2. It's the same, exercise 1, but now we're gonna turn to 180. Now, a lot of people come to me and say, there's no way I can do that. I promise you can do it. I've done this with guys in their 90s, right? So the first thing that we gotta do is to get past here, number 1, so I gotta lift this foot up, just like the golf swing. So a lot of people don't realize that robs you of power. So if that stays down, that's going to rob you of power. So make sure the foot comes up, okay? Now, this exercise 2 is how the upper body turns around the lower body, right? I said we're building from the ground up. So we're going to go this way. Now, you see how tall I am here? This is what I call a stack system. See that stack? Okay, so I've got my ankle, my knee, my hip, my chest, all stacked. And you can see I'm coming around the corner here, right? And I am all in line here. A lot of people who struggle with this will see this. We'll see this, right? I'm gonna struggle with balance. And if you notice, I'm really on my back foot. I can't get around the corner. But if I push off that back foot, rotate around, and I'm nice and tall, look how much I can get around. And there's no tension. So really the feel here, guys, is this, is that when I get around, it's about getting this post. This is my post, right? If a kid, remember when you were a kid and used to swing around the post like that? Well, what if the post moves? The kid's never gonna get around the post, you're gonna chase the post. And that's why you lose the golf ball right. That's why you lose power, because you're chasing the post. Now, a lot of people say, well, I can't do that. But I said, what if somebody called you a moron? Would you turn around and go, what? Talking to me? There's nobody else here, you must be talking to me. Okay, so here we go, we're gonna do it. Let's go 15 times. And it doesn't matter, you lose balance, but again, look at my balance. Jordy, do I look nice and tall here? In line, thank you, brother. Okay, so we go around. And again, watch my back foot here. See, there's that Scotty Scheffler, he doesn't need it. His foot is coming off because he's pushing around. He doesn't need it, let it go around. It doesn't, I'm not even on it. Now, the feel of this, guys, is gonna be this. I say, the front foot, when you get stuck, tap your front toe. The more I tap my toe, the more I get on my heel. The more I'm on my heel, the more I'm in the post. And then the back foot, put out a cigarette. Because if you could put out a cigarette, you're not even on your foot. But if I get stuck here, I'm gonna struggle to move it like that. So if I get off of it, I now have the freedom. So if you get stuck, tap the front foot. Wiggle the back foot. Okay, so now that's the first two exercises, right? Now, exercise 3 is the arms and hands. So remember we talked about 225, really important number. We rotate around. Now when I rotate around, I'm gonna use this as a laser pointer. Think about it just like a garage door opener. Laser, laser, and then I'm gonna rotate, flip, get my hands in there. So I go around, rotate, and if you notice, my belly button is pointing to 225. So I come around, and then we go. Now, you should have really loud whooshes. When you get 3 in a row, 3 is a sequence. My high school math teacher would say, Mr. Nagy, you cannot guess the next number in a sequence if you do not have at least 3. 2 is not a sequence, 3 is a sequence. So Mr. Mansky, you're correct. We'll use that here, that metaphor. So if I go 2, and then the third one's really loud, I wasn't in sequence. So I want you to try hard. We should be sweating. Remember, you're turning the machine on, you're turning on the engine. These are really important to get the body engaged. We should have some kind of sweat. So if I do that 3 in a row, now I'm ready. I'm now moving to that exercise 3 with weight class 2. All right, so it's a little heavier, so we start to feel it. Now get 3 in a row. Let's go to exercise 5. Here we are. And again, I'm waiting until the butt end is pointing to 225, okay? Another way for all you golf nerds to think about this is you want your belly button to replace your back hip there. So if I put my finger here, or I'll just put this here, right? If my belly button can replace where that is, that's a really good thing. I'm rotating around, right? And if I do that, I never spill my beer. My estrella. Nunca voy a caer. Mi estrella. Don't ever drop the estrella. Don't upset Jordy right now, okay? All right, quick review. We have exercise 1. We have exercise 2. We have exercise 3. Exercise 4, right? Exercise 5. Okay, let's go to exercise 6, right? Exercise 6, it's now time to turn the engine on. We've got the machine in sequence. Let's turn the engine on. Where's our engine, right? Our engine is gonna be here. If we walk in, Jordy, can you shoot this shadow for me? Let's say this was a machine you were gonna walk into. If you were gonna put an engine in this machine, 100% of the time, you put it where it can bear its most weight. Are you gonna put them out here? No. And if you did, that would be a flying machine. I'm not trying to fly away. I am trying to rotate around. So right here is my engine. This is a really important one. It's actually really slow. So we're gonna start at 90, go to 225, okay? So we start 90, go to 225. How many degrees of turn is that, Jordy? 90 to 225. 135, yeah, Jordy, high five. Way to go, bud. He's good. He didn't lie, he was good at math. Real easy. It's easy for him. Okay, so we're gonna go 135 degrees. You guys wanna count from 0 to 135? No, I don't. So let's divide it by 10. What's 135 divided by 10, Jordy? 13.5. God, this guy's good, Jordy, you're good. Okay, so let's count to 13. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now if you look, watch how my foot turned up like this, okay? So I wanna start to be aware of where I cross the 180. So I didn't get there till about 9-ish or so, right? So let's go think about getting there earlier. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm crossing the 180. Look at my foot. See how it's in a different position? Now it's really important that we understand this. The belly button has to point to 225. You don't want to do this and then bend your wrists. It's always this. So this is the slowest of all the movements, but it's probably the most profound. So take some time and ask yourself the question, at what number do I cross the 180? If I did it on 3, 1, 2, 3, like that's too fast. So if we get here and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See how my back foot is already up and around? That's gonna help because now the engine is moving the rest of the machine. The machine doesn't move the engine moves the machine. Ooh, write that down, Jordy. Write that down. That was exercise number 6. So next, exercise number 7. We're gonna do this now like a race car, okay? This is a race car. You're going to move. I am Luigi, your trainer. Jordy, what would you like your name to be? Your Italian racer. We are Italians because Italians build the best machine. What is he? What is your Italian racer name?
Ferrari.
Ferrari. Okay. Okay, he's Ferrari. Very good. So I'm going to be Luigi, your trainer. Luigi is going to train you. Okay, so we're going to start at 25 miles per hour. Then we're going to work our way to 250. 250 is the top speed, but we start at 25. So we go like this. Boom. Here's 25. Now, just like when we swung, our whoosh would appear back here, right? Most amateurs come to me and they start with their whoosh here, right? If this was 90, they start here. What we learn on this whole thing is that now my whoosh is that way, right? It's circular. We got to get around. So we're all the way around, right? That's the key here. We are all the way around. So now that we are getting all the way around, let's turn this guy around. We're now at 50 miles an hour. Now, if it feels like it's out of sequence, and we start doing this, and you see this, that is out of sequence. Should be no hands, okay? So the whoosh should happen back here, right? And I work my way, okay? I always ask the question to my students when I'm working with them, looks good? If it looks good. Feels good? Feels good. Okay, let's move up. But if it doesn't look good and it doesn't feel good, stay there for a minute and work it again until it's in sequence. Again, the whoosh should be happening somewhere in here. So let's start moving it faster, 150. Right, now let's go all the way 200, go. Now let's go to 250. Now, there's only one more exercise to do, and that is with weight class 2. We never do weight class 3. I actually pulled an ab muscle. I was out for about 6 weeks. It was terrible. I couldn't swing. So don't do weight class 3. Most weight class 2. All right? And again, what this is going to do is this is going to give you the feel of what golf club feels in your hands and what it feels like to move from here. So let's do a quick review of what we did. Exercise 1. Exercise 1 gets us 7-iron through pitching wedge. That's what this is. Now, exercise 2 gets in sequence driver. That's what a driver should look like when you're done. When I do this with my students, I say, all right, the machine's in sequence, what do you want to hit? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, your body's ready. You can hit anything you want. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, this is the warm-up. So when you're warmed up, you're ready to go. I could hit a driver, I could hit a 7-iron, I could hit a wedge, because my body is sequenced to do whichever one. Guys, remember, it's really important to get quality information. You don't need to overload your brain. I hope you enjoyed this piece of information. I hope it helps. And remember, stay focused and keep practicing. See you on the next one.